Hey, shalom everyone, this is Chris Shoemaker, also known as Yehuda ben Shomer, and welcome to the counting of the Omer, 50 days to spiritual refinement. Today is day 35, which makes 5 weeks of the Omer. Now the theme for the week is Hod, glory. The theme for the day is Malchut, majesty. So the overall theme is the majesty of his glory. And the psalm that we're going to be reading is Psalm 93, verses 1 through 5. But first, I'd like to read to you a portion from the book of Exodus, chapter 19, verses 16 through 20. And it came to pass that on the third day in the morning that there was thunders and lightnings, and a thick cloud came upon the mount, and the voice of the trumpet exceedingly loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled. And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet God, and they stood at the nether part of the mount. And Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in fire. And smoke therefore ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long and waxed louder and louder, Moses spake, and God answered him in a voice. And the Lord came down upon Mount Sinai on the top of the mount, and the Lord called Moses up to the mount, and Moses went up. You know, have you ever witnessed, something of a natural phenomenon from a distance, a safe distance, like a tornado or a tsunami or a volcanic eruption, or an earthquake? All these things are just so very powerful and majestic, and the sheer size of these events is just mind-blowing, and it's just awe-inspiring, to see like a tornado in its destructive beauty. And the same with a volcano. It has a destructive beauty as well. They're just very majestic natural forces of nature. Or, have you ever witnessed like royalty or like a president or a king or somebody that's really famous, and there's guards all around them, bodyguards, and they're in a parade or something, and there's just great pomp and circumstance and music and announcements and entertainers and singers that are going before them and making way for this very important person. And today we see that in a lot of military parades where a leader of a country will display his majesty and his glory and his might in one of these military style parades. So, God, he shows the majesty of his glory in this event where he comes down upon Mount Sinai in front of all of the eyes of the children of Israel, where the mountain trembled and shook and smoke and fire and lightnings and thunder and sounds of trumpets. And he revealed the majesty of his glory through this event. And what came after this event? One of the most important documents, one of the most important things God could ever give mankind, and that is his law, his Torah, his instructions. And we know that later on he sent something greater, which is the living manifestation of this written word, which is Yeshua the Messiah, and that's the ultimate majesty of his glory. So let's go ahead and read Psalm 93, verses 1 through 5. The Lord reigneth, and he is clothed with majesty. The Lord is clothed with strength, wherewith he has girded himself. The world also is established, that it cannot be moved. Thy throne is established of old, and thou art from everlasting. The floods have lifted up. O Lord, the floods have lifted up their voice. The floods lift up their waves. The Lord on high is mightier than the noise of many waters, yea, than the mighty waves of the sea. Thy testimonies are very sure. Holiness becometh thine house, O Lord, forever. Let's go ahead and close out this time with a word of prayer. Majestic, almighty King of the universe, we stand in awe and in reverential fear of your awesome, majestic might. May that respectful fear enable us to keep your Torah, as those at Sinai agreed to do. In the name of Yeshua, our Messiah, we pray. Amen. Hey, thanks for watching. Shalom, Shavua Tov. Have a great day.